So let's get into our first topic,
Yes,
the
sir.
whole versus battle. And of course, you heard about Jay making his lovely statement of no one can see him on that stage. Do you feel like that's true? Can
Um.
anyone really see Jay-Z?
Can anyone really see Jay Z? You know, I really believe it'll be. I don't think anyone could truly beat Jay Z in a versus battle, but I think we all have those matchups that we want to see happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but honestly, I think just from historical standpoint, Jay Z is up there. Like when it comes to his original music, it's not like he used other people's words. It's his, he got original music out with original lyrics. And it's different. One thing I say is different. Is different elements when it comes to verses because it's not all about the hit records. It's how you perform it. There was when it was first started, everybody, it was like IG Live, everybody was in their camp, but like they started doing a lot of performances where like people are actually performing. Like if you watch like the Jeezy and Gucci one, like
Mm-hmm.
those hits that Gucci was playing, they weren't his. They were like street hits. But like if the performance and the energy was there for him to compete. Jeezy was playing all his hits, but Gucci was playing songs that gave him the energy. Um
Right.
but I believe Jay Z got it all. He got the energy. He just performed. We haven't seen him perform. We see him in suits all the time now. He looking real like calm and everything. But like people forget, like this dude can spit. Like if you put him in a performance where he's like basically playing his sport, he could get cocky. Man, he's gonna embarrass anybody who steps next to him. That's how I see it. I mean, you know, but what do you think though?
I definitely agree with exactly what you said. Especially like rap is a sport. And a lot of people forget that. A lot of people forget about the egos and how braggadocious and how cocky you're supposed to be. And with him, he really got better over time. He's always
Yeah,
been a dope rapper. He's always been a dope lyricist. Metaphors, bars, all of that. But
exactly.
I feel like as he got older, as he built his family, he just grew up.
Yeah,
His bars have been even more complex, even more like, oh shit. I
yeah.
didn't even notice that he fucking said that.
Exactly. Because he just like words, it's like poems, it's like poetic now. He can just give us a message, and it's not like necessarily to be the number one hit record more than it is just to be music that that relates to his life at this moment. But like you said, if you actually listen to the words, like he's saying some powerful stuff, some meaningful things, and you're just like, whoa, this dude is still there. He still got it. He just doing it
And
differently.
he's so cocky. He'll still read you for filth, but you won't look at it like that, or
That,
you won't understand every bar. That's why he just disrespected you.
Exactly. That's why he said no one. That's why, and that was him showing his cockiness when he went on the Twitter Spaces and was like, "Ain't nobody, nobody stopping me." Like he said, no one's touched me on that stage, and there was a lot of people they was trying to bring up, and I mean, people forget that there's certain classes like you can't just have anybody go against Jay, bro. Like it got to be the top tier. Um,
But there are a few that I won't necessarily can sit there, but I can see,
who
I
do you,
can see it, but then they'll still probably lose, kind of thing.
who do you
But for
think?
me, like the only person I feel like would, and it would be like a great matchup, would be Nas. I would have to.
That was one of my that's one of the people on that list for me too. I think
Like I
Nas
feel
is
like,
yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, yeah, you go ahead. It's your thought. You go.
I feel like Nas may not have been the most popular, but lyrically, he's so fucking slept on, and it's sad that he's so slept on, especially as a rapper, especially from being from New York, from this his whole standpoint. Two different careers by far, but they both bring the energy, they both bring the lyrics, they both bring the storytelling, they both bring everything. I think that would just be a dope versus whether they're the winner or loser. I feel like that's the only person that can potentially sit on that stage.
Um, I definitely see Nas in And I have a few people honestly that I would think could stand on the stage with him, but Nas just makes the most sense because of like the historical beef and competition they had against each other. Like they started around the same time, they came up around the same time, and they both still in the game. We talk about longevity, and these are two gentlemen who are showing it, and the fact that Nas is getting even stronger now than he was before. Like he's getting a lot more love now. His music is a lot more uh I wouldn't even say mainstream, but it reaches a larger crowd now than it did before. Like Nas was
Hmm.
known as a lyricist. He was always known as a lyricist. His music was borderline conscious music, but it didn't get the love that Jay-Z. Jay-Z obviously had all the hits. He was like the Drake of his time. He had all the hits that was out, and it kind of like overshadowed all of Nas's accomplishments. But you can see where Nas is at now, and again they had a historical beef. They had diss records against each other, so being able to actually put both of their careers and their top songs against each other and put them on stage, I think that would be probably the best matchup for Jay. But again, the favoritism probably gonna go in Jay's favor. Period. Um, I have a few. Um, not a lot of people actually. I kind of talked about this with like some of my people in I was like, what happened to Eminem? But I don't think he's respected enough in the hip hop community. You know,
You don't think so?
I mean, just from what people, just having conversations, it's he like if you go on to the hip hop list and this and that, they usually exclude him. They don't include him. His music doesn't necessarily reach everybody that's a part of the hip hop culture. Even though I respect his music. I'm a fan of his too. But I feel like it would be great because it's like a best of both worlds thing. And I remember that song Renegade back in the day that they had together, and that was just like a thing where it was like, oh, is he better? Is he better? Is Eminem better than Jay? So I'm like, put their hits together and see what happens. But they're gonna have two different crowds. It's gonna be two different crowds in the stands. Uh, and then probably my last one. I don't want to even say Drake or Kanye because they have their own legacy. But there's actually two more. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is another one who
Mm.
had a beef with him, and at one point was competing against him when Wayne was in his prime. But Jay was kind of like he was slowing down at the same time. So that comparison at that time wasn't always like I didn't think it should have happened, but they did compete and they had their little win blow for blow. But then the one unique one that I don't think anyone talk about is Dr. Dre. And just I think they just mean the same thing. They have like the same status as far as what they mean to the culture. Dr. Dre is obviously more West Side, so he don't get that same love over on this side. But the artists that he's worked with, the music that he's made, and his catalog is ridiculous. And I think if you put both of them head to head, it would be closer than most people would think. That's my take on that.
Hmm. I definitely understood the Wayne. I'm surprised that he's not really as affected because for me, he's like definitely one of the best lyricists that we ever seen.
Yeah,
And then Dr. Dre, that's an interesting curveball in
it
a good
is.
way.
Nah, it is.
Hmm.
I just thought about it recently. Honestly, I was hearing some of his music and when you think about it, he's not that active in today's music at all. Like he's kind of behind the scenes and stuff, but like he has a lot of music. He has a lot of music, and you gotta also think like in some of the verses that they don't necessarily play the songs that they're on. They could play a song that they might have created or helped create too, or he might have spit a verse for somebody and gave it to somebody as a track, and you'd be surprised what Dr. Dre got in his bag. He's a legend in his own right. Even though we still waiting on music for him.
So when was the last time he actually put out an album or anything?
um, I mean, it was a compilation album. It was like a soundtrack for Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
But before that, it was like maybe like 2001 Chronic, 2001, whatever it was. It was a long time ago. It was a way long time ago, but he always pops up every now and then. Got a lot of demo songs and stuff that we haven't even heard yet, but he's credited for a lot of things like moving forward. Yeah, I think the last one was a Chronic 2001. Yeah, it's been a long time.
So on the vocal side, who do you think? Well, did you hear what Mariah Carey said when Ellie Reed kind of threw out there that she should do a versus with Beyonce?
Mariah Carey should do a versus with Beyonce.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
that,
Actually, yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah. Um.
that's that's what Ellie Reed threw out there.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like there's two different styles, but I think it'll be a nice matchup. What do you think?
I wouldn't want to see that.
You
Like
wouldn't?
I know that they're yeah, nah.
Okay.
Like I know that they're cool, but it's too different.
Okay.
And I feel like automatically, as much as Beyonce is affected, she wouldn't win.
Wow. That's a big one.
And only I would say one, all Mariah Carey really has to say is thing is Hero and This Christmas.
Yo, no. You ain't lying. Yeah, she got them songs. She got the novelties. You right. She definitely got novelty songs. Wow. I agree with you on the fact that they are two different. Like they have two different purposes in the world, and Mariah Carey's music is way different than Beyonce's. I feel like Mariah Carey might have, say, like the quality of her songs might be better. Like you said, Hero, and like you
Hmm.
said, the Christmas song. Like we just realized like she make 1 million a year off that track, and she ain't, that's been a long time. But I feel like Beyonce has more hits. Like, say if you want to make, because she makes a lot of music. I don't think Mariah Carey makes as much music, or it's like she might come out every few years, but it's like high quality music. Every song is like with quality to it. When it comes to Beyonce, she makes movie like her whole. It's the music is a whole catalog. It's like it's something that you listen to in full, right? Like most of the time, I'm hearing people when they listen to a Beyonce album, it's like a full body experience, like from top to bottom. It's like that's what she does.
Hmm.
So it'd be hard to like point out one track that would be like better than any Mariah Carey track. But like the whole her body of music might be.
Better.
Yeah. Like you said, it's still different at the same time. You know who I would think was a better matchup though for Mariah Carey, and it's still not the same. It's like someone like Alicia Keys, like because it's the
Mm.
voice, it's the vocals. That's what we know. Not saying Beyonce don't have that. She has a heavenly voice, right? But she makes hit records. Like we know Mariah Carey for her beautiful voice. We know Alicia Keys for her
Mm.
her voice and her piano playing. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I think that'd be more of a comparison. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Tell me.
Like I don't think we ever put Alicia Keys' voice in a high regard. Not saying that she can't sing, because she can,
Okay.
but it was more of the artistic, musical, the musicality that she has. That she's able
Yeah.
to play piano, that she's able to sing, that she still
Yeah.
has a good voice, but she's not necessarily a vocalist. Mariah
Yeah.
Carey's always been a vocalist, and she's always, well, not always, because there are times that her voice was not where it needed to be.
That's true. I remember that.
And Beyonce's never failed in vocals. It's
That's a
just gotten
fact.
better and richer as time went on.
And the quality of her music keeps on getting better.
Hmm. They're two artists. So I would say, for some reason, I wouldn't mind her and Tony Braxton.
Who and Tony?
Mariah Carey and
Mariah
Tony.
and Tony Braxton.
Two different,
Hmm.
two different things, but they both are timeless artists. They both are
Okay.
around the same era in a way, and they both make around the same kind of music.
Okay. I see that.
It would still be different, but it would be. I was still around the same age range, same around the same, I guess, people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then we gotta also just think like there's certain artists that you can't match up with someone else. It'll never be like a perfect matchup. Like you said, Mariah Carey, like everybody who you put next to her is gonna be it don't really match up, but they could. They might have an element that could compete with her, but you're not gonna match up. You can't match up. Like you, who's gonna match up with Rihanna? Who's gonna match up? You know what I'm saying? Like who's gonna match up with someone like her? Like if she do a versus, like there's certain artists, it's hard to like find that specific matchup with.
Yeah,